I've got seven questions. Right, people, let's jump into the Q&A. Here we go. Number one. I'm curious about the DVD machines that you had, Stephen. How did they work? We are doing about 1,000 units a day and would love some tips on scaling up the warehouse stops. Now, okay, my experience with this is between 1,500 and 5,000, you're looking at automation a day. I remember at the time we were doing 1,500 a day. This is 2013. I don't think you're in a rush to do it at 1,000, but I know what you're going through because you're going to be eager to go automation because it's so exciting to see your business grow from 1,000 units a day to 3,000 units a day. I know what you're thinking. Now, these machines are expensive, right? You're going to go from an operation that you pay people like maybe a few £100 a day to 4 figures. So when you go to these machinery, just bear in mind the costs go bonkers. So you need to make sure you make a lot of margin in your products to stomach the costs, because that was a big shock to me when I was paying companies £1,000 just to turn up for the first day. Actually more than that, probably about £1,500. Then they'd bring the mates, so there'd be 2 or 3 of them. Then you have to pay for the hotel, yada yada yada. That's if they don't live in the UK. Now I'm going to come on to this. The company that made these machines was a company called Pussy Kiss Kiss. Now I'll try and put the link in the video. And they also had a much better machine they were going to make for Play.com, but Play.com decided to finish before they brought it out. And they showed me the plans, and they were really good, and they were good value machines as well. They're not mega expensive. It depends what type of machine you want to buy as well, so what your products are. That'll make a massive difference again to which way you go. But yeah, the DVD machines, they did 1,200, but they had better ones at the end. Like I said, they had better ones. The products just dropped into bags, like and yeah, it was decent. Actually, I just remembered I had a tour around. I had a good tour around a big warehouse. What was it? QVC. When they went fully automated, they've just got a simple bagging machine that is really good, that leads to like this big massive conveyor belt where, like Play.com, they had every postcode on a big carousel wheel where all the Jiffy bags would drop in to all the different postcodes around the country. That was decent. QVC have got the same one. But by all means, if you want to speak to me more about this, I'll speak to you more about it. But what I would say is don't rush into it. Don't rush into it because the costs are going to go bonkers for you. Just make sure you've got decent margins on your 1,000 units a day. Also, when you've got machines, they break down. I know they don't go for breaks, which is great, and they're there 24 hours a day, which is also brilliant. But they do break down, and when they break down, you're in trouble. So you're going to have to get some sort of service contract with an engineer, or you're going to have an on-site engineer that you pay full time just waiting for it to go down. So things for you to think about, I'm sure. Okay. All right, next question. I did use GameSeek. Oh, thank you. Good old Winsford. What do you do now, Steve? Right, so what I do is not much, to be honest. I'm currently deciding what I want to do. I will decide something, but it'll have to be something that gets me excited. It'll have to be a monster challenge. And I think I've got it, actually. I think I know what it is. I think it's the last thing I want to do. So yeah, I'm not 100% certain on it yet. Otherwise I'd tell you right now. But I'm thinking about it because I know when I accept it, I know when I say, this is what I want to do, I'm going to have to do it, and I'm going to have to do it very well. So I don't want to put myself under pressure right now to make that decision. I know what I'm like. If I'm going to go for something, I'm just going for it big time. Literally nothing's going to stop me. I'm just going to get there. And it doesn't matter how ridiculous the challenge is, I will find a way to do it. Alright, next question. Amazing job, never quit. Also, I want to be YouTube friends. Okay. That's a good question. Hey Steve, any heads up on which suppliers to use in Greece and Denmark? Now, I know I've already replied to this on YouTube for you. However, I just thought I'd share it with everyone else. In Greece, the best one, an amazing company called Enine. Great people, lovely people, all the way to the guy that owns it. Very, very nice man. And if you ever go out to Gamescom, you'll see Enine there. They're one of the main, one of the companies with the main booths. Very, very, very good company. and they also not only do video games, they do everything now. So I definitely recommend Enine. It's very good. Denmark, another great company, entertainment trading. Yeah, they're a massive company. In fact, they're the company that own CoolShop. Now, CoolShop's a small online company in the UK, but in Scandinavia they've got about 7 different shops in different countries. So they're actually they're good people to know. I mean, I've got loads as well. You want to definitely try it out. Game Outlet in Sweden. They're really good as well. Very, very nice people as well. They're very nice people. So anyone else, if you want any suppliers, by all means ask me before I throw them all away, because I've got loads of them. I've got loads of them, not only in video games and toys, but in all industries probably. I've got that many, but if I can help you, I'll help you. Okay. Next question. Gutted I cancelled my pre-order, saving some money before Christmas. This is about the Switch. And being a Wii U owner, my confidence was a little shook on Nintendo. Don't blame you, because the Wii U was a flop. Now, I'm not saying the Wii U was a crap console by any stretch, but they got it all wrong with the marketing, in my opinion. Did you follow the early reports of RRP 199? Fair play for following through with the sales. Yes, thank you for acknowledging that, because that cost me an awful lot of money, and I didn't need to lose that money. Did we follow the early reports of the Switch at 199? Yes, we did. Also, what I remember specifically about this was how much they ballsed up the Wii U, Nintendo, and how much they got the Wii right at 179. It was 179 for ages, and you couldn't get it anywhere. Then Nintendo, being greedy little bastards, put the RRP up to 199. Not many people will know about this. And the moment they put it to 199, the sales just went down the shitter. Literally went crap. And it was only 20 quid, and they got greedy for 20 quid, and then after that they quickly reduced it to 179 retail, and then no one was buying it again, and they ballsed it up, and they should have just kept it at 179. But anyway, 179 was a sweet spot for the Wii. The Wii U came out, it wasn't much better than the Wii, and it was way more expensive, wasn't it? I think it was like 279ish. I think it was about the price of the Switch. I can't remember exactly. But after taking such a big hit, and their handheld at the time was going down a bit. I mean, the DS was a massive success. The 3DS wasn't as good as the DS. It was still successful, obviously. But Nintendo needed something, and we thought, there's no way they're going to release it over 200 quid. Now, the Switch has gone on to be an amazing console, so fair play to them. I'm dead happy for them. I do love Nintendo. I love them all, to be honest. I love Nintendo, I love Sega, I love Sony, I love Microsoft. I want everyone to do well. It's not that I dislike anyone. So I'm dead happy for them, but yeah, the reports were that it was going to be 199. Now, I used to follow everything like a hawk, mate. I used to look at all the reports, especially when it comes to pre-orders, because I knew the moment I put a pre-order out there, we had this email database of over 700,000 people that were subscribed. I knew the orders were going to come in immediately, so I had to get it right. And I think it was me and Game that put it out at 199. I think it was. Yeah, it was in Game, and obviously it was my responsibility. I priced it, so that's why I felt like I had to follow through with it. It was my fault ultimately. I didn't want to let our customers down. I just wanted to help people. It's hard to explain when you're owner of a company that's in the public eye, like, and there's a lot of people out there that, I don't know, just a lot of people don't want you to do well, and any opportunity they get, they'll rubbish you. And I was getting to the point where I just couldn't be arsed anymore. I just didn't want people to say, oh, GameSeek is shit because of this, or GameSeek is shit because of that, because we were really trying. All the time we were trying, and we were getting some things wrong. But I just had enough, and I just thought, fucking hell. I actually did as well wanted to give back. I did actually want to surprise people. I also wanted people to go, fucking hell, look what they've done. That's amazing. Because let's face it, money's not everything. Who gives a fuck about money, really? We're all going to die. And we're all going to die anyway. So it doesn't really matter that much about money. But what legacy are you going to leave behind? You know, what are people going to say when you're dead? I might say fuck all, but at the end of the day, I wanted to do something good anyway. But I understand I've gone on for ages here, but in answer to your question, yes, we did follow the early reports at 199. I could have sorted that out in 2 seconds, can I? Okay, here we go. I used to buy from GameSeek, but I missed out on that deal. This will be about the Switch again, no doubt. Is it true the profit margins on consoles for retailers is stupidly small, like 2 to 3% or something like that? Yes, it's absolutely shit. It's garbage, garbage, garbage. My God. The only time it ever got good was when this guy called Anton at Centresoft. Hi Anton, I don't think you work there anymore. He was doing his job well because he used to organise deals with Sony if you bought in pallets. So there was a moment when we were buying the PS3 Slim in pallets, and we're actually making off decent money, so thank you for that. But other than that, the only time you're going to make money on a console is at launch, and that's when you charge retail price. Or if you wanted to, which is what you should do, say if the console's at $279 and it's really in demand, you chuck 2 or 3 games in as a bundle, sell it for $399 and people will still buy it. And that's what you should do as a retailer, because the customer's still getting you know, the product that they desperately want, and they're still happy. But as a retailer, you've got a chance to make some margin on the software, because they bugger all, like you said, in the hardware. Now it's so difficult because hardware is ultimately a loss leader to get you into the store or get you onto a website. If it's e-commerce based, you get them onto your website, you get them to buy something, so you've got their email address. Then you remarket to them and try and sell them software, and that's the only way you make money off a customer when they're buying a console. Now they could just buy the console and bugger off, but that's the risk you take. It's a pain, bottom line, but it's a pain that goes on all the time in different industries. People will sell. I remember when video games hit, actually, supermarkets years ago, and they were selling FIFA for 25 quid just to get you in the shop, but they want you to just spend some money on groceries. Now these things have always happened. It happens in toy industry when they slash, you know, a major toy product. I remember having a meeting with Mattel about this and go, what Mattel, why do you accept that I think it was Disney Frozen at the time, or something mega that they had. Why are you going to let them do that? No, because they won't buy the volume unless they want this specific product. I remember the conversation, because I was like, yeah, but you'd sell the product anyway. Now I think this is the last one. What happened to GameSeek? GameSeek was, if you've seen the tribute to GameSeek video, you know what I mean. GameSeek was on an upward trajectory. 5 months before it ended, we had the best ever traffic on the website off being going for 16 years. Now there was a problem with GameSeek that hit me in May 2017. In my personal life, something really unexpected happened, and it was bad. And it was enough to really, it wasn't just one thing, it was 2 serious things happened to me that I wouldn't wish on anyone, to be honest, that I had to go through. Whereas I used to work incredibly hard, I did jobs that my staff didn't do. I didn't have like a number 2, probably I should have, to be honest, that would cover my backside if I didn't do my job. Now, because I used to work so much, I used to always find a way to get the job done, you know. But when I was going through personal difficulties, I wasn't working as hard. Like, I'd go from working 17 hours a day to maybe 10 hours or 9 hours. What I wasn't doing was making sure the stock was turning over quick enough. Now, we had a warehouse full of a few £1,000,000 worth of stock. It was probably about 2 million at this time, because it had come down a bit, so I was selling some of the old stuff off. So I had loads of money anyway in the warehouse, and the business was fine. It was just I wasn't turning the stock over quick enough. Now this led to a problem just after the best Christmas of traffic, right near the end, in the new year, because a lot of businesses wanted the money, you know, for stuff that I'd bought, you know, months prior. And it wasn't easy to pay them anymore. Now this is a problem that could have been solved quite easy. And this is why it's heartbreaking, really. But this is the mistake I made. I listened to this company that I knew for about 10 years, and they gave me advice that in my opinion wasn't good advice, obviously. to send the company into a CVA, which is a company voluntary arrangement, where it just gives us more time. This is how it was sold to me, give more time to pay the suppliers. They wrote up this report saying how we'd pay the suppliers back really quickly, even though a CVA goes on for 5 years. You could see in the projections within 3 months we would have paid the majority of it off, because I had so much stock in the warehouse. All I had to do was move it to FBA, Amazon, and it would have sold through. The problems would have gone. The problem we had is there was a mess up with how it all went on, what actually happened with the CVA, because the Inland Revenue got involved and it just turned into a mess. Next minute the CVA got rejected. This was on May 2nd, I think, 2018, and on May the 3rd, the company that I was paying to advise me came out and advised me to send the company into liquidation. They said, don't send it into administration because someone will buy it. It's a national company. And we want to do the right thing, Steve, and we want to make sure you get the business back. So it was me, completely naive, and my head was messed up because of what was going on in my personal life. I listened to the advice and went along with it. And all that happened was, I literally could have told them that day, can you leave please? I wish I did, to be honest. I wish I said, just can you leave please, and I'll just sort out. At the time we had 2 CCJs, one for $2,000 and one for 20. That was it. Now to some people that might seem a lot, but I was getting 20 grand a day in my bank. So on a bad day, I would have. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't a serious problem that couldn't have been sorted out. It's so frustrating when I look back. I could have easily have carried on GameSeek. It breaks my heart, actually. It does. It upsets me. But I've got to let it go, because otherwise I'm not going to go forward. I'm just going to be stuck in the past. Yeah, I got talked into sending it into liquidation. In my opinion, the company that advised me knew what they were going to do all along. They were just going to rip the company to pieces and sell all the parts off so they got paid for it. That's what happened. It was unfair. It was cruel. Horrible experience to go through. Feel terrible for the customers that got dragged through the end, because I had absolutely no idea this was going to happen. They told me I was getting the company back. Yeah. And everything would have just carried on. We were told that the business would just carry on in 14 days time. You just have to have a break. That's why there was no reports when the website went offline. And people were like, oh, what's up with GameSeek? Why is it offline? I knew that we told Amazon what was going on. We told eBay. We said it's all right because we're going to be back up in 14 days. And we carried on logging into Amazon, for example, and doing the customer emails. And the 14 days came up. I went to the company that had organised the CVA. They said, Stephen, sign here, which was basically me signing the business over to them. And after I signed it, they said, Stephen, about your offer. Because they told me how much money to buy the company back for. Oh, Stephen, about your offer. Sorry, it's not been accepted. You can imagine how I felt. It was terrible. Terrible to do that to someone. Bastards. Absolute arseholes. What proceeded from there was I upped my offer. I think I offered them, I don't know, about 20, maybe 25% more than what even they told me that I would needed to buy the company back for. I can't remember precisely. And they still said no. And at that point I knew what I'd been pulled along. I knew that they'd just had me over. And there was no way of getting the business back. In my opinion. So that's what happened. And that was the shit storm of it all. And yeah, that's what happened to GameSeek ultimately. Got shat on. Sad. If there's one good thing to come out of it, I'm never ever going to allow that to happen to me again. Ever. And I don't want it to happen to anyone else, but apparently it happens all the time. I've spoke to loads of people about it. There's a lot of horrible bastards out there that will will take your company off you. So you've got to be careful. A bit of a grim end to the Q&A, but hey, I want to be authentic, I want to be honest, I want to tell you the truth, otherwise there's no point doing this. So, I hope you found it useful, and if you want to ask me anything, feel free. I'll do another one at some point. Ciao.